Mac and cheese, knock knock. Who is it? My mouth. Oh my God. The spices with the cream of the mac and cheese in there too. Oh, that was delicious. Welcome into another episode of America's Best Restaurants. I'm your host, Jay Russell, and I'm in Bakersfield, California. Did you know that Bakersfield is also known as the country music capital of the West Coast? Well, I'm gonna boogie my way on down to the Cask Strength Bar and Grill. I heard they had some really good food out there, and I'm gonna be checking it out. How about you guys coming with me? I'm gonna have a little drink and some good food. Let's get it on. All right, everybody, we're inside the kitchen now, and let me tell you right now, it already smells good. I'm so excited. I don't even know what we're gonna try out yet, but let me introduce you to the chef here. This is my guy, Caesar, from Bakersfield, California as well. What are we trying today?
We're gonna try our chili verde mac and cheese.
Ooh.
So we start off with our cheese sauce that we usually make.
Now that cheese sauce, is that specific to here?
Yes, we make this in-house.
Oh, in-house,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, so it just starts off with a little cheese sauce at the bottom, and then next, the macaroni itself.
And this is my first time trying mac and cheese in Bakersfield, California. We're gonna see how they do it a little different out here.
So then we go right over here, get a little cheese on top, give them a good amount, and it's gonna go right on the stovetop. And just hit a little bit with a little water so that way the cheese sauce loosens up a little bit.
Okay, gotcha.
Next is gonna be our chili verde.
What are you putting in there right now?
Right now, it's, I'm just adding the pork that we already have portioned out. We cook it ourselves and we basically braise it in the oven for about 6 hours at least. So basically, yeah, so we just have our chili verde, our pulled pork, and then next is gonna get basically the pork broth that we saved when we braised the pork in the oven.
Okay, gotcha.
So that way kind of basically makes it like a jelly.
Yeah.
And we just add like a little scoop of this on top of there so it gives it that little bit of fat that a chili verde really needs.
Okay.
So then I just put it right on the stovetop, add a little bit of water, and our chili verde is a little different. Usually it's a little more, I would say a little more fluid, a little more soup-like, but with the mac and cheese, I don't want it to like get like soggy or like more like you're eating soup. I want it to still feel like you're eating mac and cheese.
Got you.
So the mac and cheese is basically done. I just wanted to get the noodles nice and warmed up. Cheese all melted so it's nice and like thick. It's basically just finished. Put it right here for you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, you whip it up so nicely for me. Okay. My God, like this just looks so good right now. All right, let me go ahead and get in here and see, just letting America know we got the water ready just in case. Mac and cheese. Knock knock. Who is it? My mouth. Oh my God. The spices with the cream of the mac and cheese in there too. Oh, that was delicious. Caesar, thank you so much for having America's Best Restaurants in the kitchen, man. This dish was phenomenal.
Thank you, appreciate it. I mean, I'll have you back anytime trying anything else.
But that's not it. I'm about to go out in the main dining area and meet up with the owners and try some more dishes. All right, everybody, we have something very special for you right now. I'm with Brian, the owner of this magnificent place, the Cask Strength Bar and Grill. What did you do before you got into the restaurant business?
Sure, before I got into the restaurant business, I had a wedding venue.
Okay.
And so we purchased the restaurant to suffice with alcohol beverage control for private events.
Gotcha.
At the wedding venue. So we purchased the Mark restaurant. It was fine dining. So we ran a fine dining restaurant for a couple of years. Learned a lot of stuff about restauranting. And then we moved into doing a concept that was quite a bit different than what we were working on. We're more of a country honky-tonk, casual dining restaurant with a really great whiskey selection. We had a big focus on whiskey the last year or so that we were operating our fine dining establishment. So we moved in towards focusing primarily on whiskey as a spirit, and then brought in a lot of really great restaurant food. When we went into escrow to purchase the place, I really didn't have any restaurant experience before. I mean, I worked in a restaurant when I was 16 years old. I started washing dishes, worked at a pizza place, learned how to do customer service, phone orders, learned prep and everything else that was involved in fast food of a pizza place type restaurant, but nothing specifically like fine dining or restaurant like this is today. But when we went into escrow, I spent the first 30 days during escrow working in every position that there was at that restaurant to learn everything from host, greeting people, to where they were being seated, to bussing tables, to working behind the bar, to serving, just to figure out everything that was going on and then move towards actually being able to manage things on the back end.
We spoke a little bit about this upstairs, how really just whiskey and tequila were taking off, and you kind of wanted to get ahead of that curve a little bit. Can you kind of explain that process in terms of like, you look at the bar, phenomenal, probably one of the best I've ever seen. I found out you have a line of whiskey that you really can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, so we focus primarily on whiskey as the spirit of choice here, and we serve hundreds of old fashions on a Friday and Saturday night. We're moving through a substantial amount of whiskey with our whiskey clubs. We have weekly tasting clubs, we have monthly bottle clubs, and when we move through this substantial amount of whiskey with the different club memberships that we have, it allows us to get what they call an allocation in the industry. And so moving through, 20 or 30 cases of Buffalo Trace every couple months, they look at it and go, well, wow, this place is doing a high volume of Buffalo Trace. So when it comes to allocations like Pappy Van Winkle, when it comes to allocations like all the Buffalo Trace antique collection, so your William LaRue Weller, your Sazerac 18, your Eagle Rare 17, all the nice high-end bottles that Sazerac and all the other companies offer, we just focus on a different brand every month and push through that brand through all of our clubs. And then when it comes to allocations each year, they look at us and go, wow, this restaurant's moving a lot. We have a capacity of less than 50 people upstairs. But because of our club membership and all the people that we had here today when we did this, we did a private invite event for this because we wanted to make sure that the people that have dedicated the last 2 years to us in our club and everything else got first dibs on it. And we filled up the place almost instantly without having to just open it to the general public or anything, because we have so many dedicated club members that love us and love what we do. They were dying to be a part of it.
No, and you could definitely tell too, you really felt just people, just how much the support is just in the community. I mean, people are coming up here, they're walking in, you know everybody's name as they're walking in type of thing. Very friendly. One of the first things that I noticed when I walked in was just how extravagant the place was, the decor and everything. We kind of spoke a little bit about it before. You see this huge map of the United States. And then you explained it to me that, people really didn't notice the map when they first walked in type of thing, but you added an element to kind of bring some light to it.
So a lot of the different aspects that we worked on upstairs came from inspiration through going to Kentucky, taking a trip down the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, seeing what the old time whiskey bars, distilleries, styles, and everything that they have to offer in the area that whiskey's popular.
Gotcha.
Like, where does whiskey come from? We went to the roots of American whiskey and American bourbon and took the fundamental things that we learned and brought them back and applied them. So our chandeliers that we have hanging in the restaurant are all handmade. They're custom made. I found a local glass cutter. I had her cut them down. We used all the whiskey that was in those and we re-barreled it, and we did double-barreled Eagle Rare, we did double-barreled Sazerac, and then we put those out as drinks and cocktails, and then we utilized the glass to make the light fixtures. We handmade every single one of them. The back bar, we spent about 3 months working on the design, acquiring the correct wood. So all the wood that we got is all reclaimed barn wood. We had to figure out how to structurally put something up there that's going to support 500 bottles.
500?
Well, at least. There's over
Okay.
300 SKUs of whiskey up on the shelf.
Okay. Gosh.
So when you add in our selection of tequila, the couple shelves of selection of tequila we have, and then the gin and all the cordials and everything else that goes into it, we have over 500 bottles up on the floor. I want to continue to rotate that product, so every time people come in, I have something new on the floor that they may not have had, even if they've been coming here for 2 years and they want that experience of trying something different that they haven't tried before. If they come in every day for a year, there's over 300 whiskeys. They could try something different every day.
Now, we talked about the spirits that you have here, but I tried some food earlier. That hooked it up. I did not know I was gonna like that dish, but we have something in front of me right now. What am I looking at right now, and what am I gonna try?
Okay, so what you have on your left is the tri-tip bites.
Okay.
So we use a whiskey sauce to cook up with that.
Okay.
And You are basically having tri-tip cooked in a whiskey barbecue sauce.
Okay.
We cook all of it to a medium temperature for consistency across the board. Because of the size of the bites, if you try to undercook them or overcook them, it's a very time-sensitive cook on it. So we cook them all to the same temperature, and that sauce on it, people have said, is almost life-changing.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. So wait a second. What I'm tasting right now, I taste.
So there's a little bit of spice to it, but there's also whiskey in it.
Okay.
So when we're cooking it, we're cooking off the alcohol out of the whiskey, obviously, so it can be served to anyone, whether they're not drinking or whether they're under 21 years old.
Gotcha.
When it gets cooked, it cooks off the alcohol, but you still retain some of that flavor from the whiskey.
There's a ton in here too. So
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of tri-tip.
yeah, that's the thing. Everybody knows it's Homer. America knows it. I get full really quick type of thing. So I would already be asking you for it to go. If you come here, definitely get this.
We designed it kind of to be a little bit of a shareable appetizer. If you're coming in with 3 or 4 people,
Okay.
you drop one of those on the table, serve up a couple side plates with it. Everybody gets to try a little bit while they're waiting
Oh
to
my
snack
God.
on something else.
Just look at this monster right here. Okay, first off, the fries look delicious. I see some seasonings on there right now. What do you guys do with the fries?
So the fries are actually our truffle fries.
Truffle fries,
We have
okay.
regular French fries, and we do have an option to upgrade to a truffle fry. I was walking through Costco of all places one day, and I was like, black truffle seasoning? So I brought it to Chef. I was like, what can you do with this? And he's like, this would be amazing on French fries. Make some truffle fries. I was like, all right, do it up. Let me try it. And I was like, dude, you're onto something here.
That's so fun. I think your wife was telling me to try, because at first I was just gonna get the regular fries. She was just like, try them, just see if you like them. She was right. She was right. She knew what she was talking about. The truffle fries are delicious, and I love the seasoning. And that's the thing too, I love that you have that relationship with your chef where you're like, hey, found this, let's make something out of it type of thing. And he was that's what I'm saying, he's such a good guy up there too.
Yeah.
Chef's eater up there. When you have fries, you definitely gotta have some protein to go with it. And you've got quite a bit of protein here. And it looks like some onion rings.
Yeah, so that's our whiskey maple bacon burger. What we're doing with that is we have onion rings that we fry in a tempura batter. You have your bacon, your cheese, and then the barbecue sauce. That's a whiskey barbecue sauce. So it's similar to the sauce that goes into the tri-tip bites.
Gotcha.
Similar.
Okay.
There's a couple different ingredients that are not in that. So that's more of a base sauce that has the specialty ingredients.
Okay, gotcha. Right. We're not gonna tell y'all about, but I think I know what it is. All right, let me go ahead and try this puppy. It just doesn't. You know what? For this onion ring though, it tastes a little different. Do you do something a little different with the batter?
It's fresh onion ring, so it's not one that's like a frozen, just we drop it in. It's literally cut onions that we prep, and then
Okay.
it's a tempura batter that we're making them to order.
Got barbecue sauce too. Oh, let me look at it. Oh yeah. This was just delicious. This was phenomenal. And for everybody at home watching for America's Best Restaurants, what do you guys have planned for the future? Because it looks like the possibilities are endless.
We commonly rotate things in and out. I mean, we have our staples that, like these ones that we've tried today. The chili verde mac and cheese is one that was a little bit newer introduced.
Okay.
That's only been that came in probably like maybe 8 months into being open.
Gotcha.
But we constantly are rotating things in and out, putting new things on. We do that with happy hour. So we do bring things in for happy hour,
Okay.
where we'll select certain items, we'll rotate them in and out. Our happy hour is only available during happy hour.
Gotcha.
So if somebody comes in and they're like, we want to try like the rotating monthly flatbread, it's
Okay.
only available during happy hour. If you come in outside of that 4:30 to 6 time slot, not available, you can't buy it.
Okay. Hey, so there you go. So don't be late, basically. Get here on time. And then also too, how can people reach out to you on social media to keep up with your events and just your new food items?
So all of our social media handles all at Cask Strength Bar.
Okay.
So Instagram, Facebook, those are the main two that we primarily post on.
Awesome.
But it's all at Cask Strength Bar.
There you go. Thank you so much, Brian, for having America's Best Restaurants out here. You guys absolutely deserve it, just from the food. I can't wait to wash it down with something nice, because you talked about so many options. So I really appreciate you having this come out.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I got us a couple Cask Strength Old Fashions here.
Oh my gosh, they just look so delicious. I'm gonna save mine for a little bit, but I've been eyeing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Stick around and see if it's gone in a little bit. Well, Brian had to run upstairs and help in the kitchen because it is a busy night here. But for me, I'm gonna relax, sit here and chill. You guys are gonna watch me enjoy my first old-fashioned drink, and the smell is right, and I know the taste is even better. I'm Jay Russell for America's Best Restaurants. Cheers.